we need to remember that our archives are for everyone. So all of our users, whether they are students, like elementary school age, junior high, high school, college, and beyond. So absolutely everyone has business in the archive, whether that is just as a browser or as a researcher. We are here for them. So when I think of points of access, I think of a lot of different things. But I wanted to highlight three where I feel like we have the most potential to reach a broad spectrum of potential users. So the first one is research guides. I know there are lots of mixed feelings between archivists and librarians about research guides. I personally love them because I use them as an opportunity to bridge the gaps between what is known and what is unknown. It's an opportunity to take a learner on a tour of a specific topic or idea or format of item. And with that, you can explore both digital and physical items. And I'll talk more about that in just a moment. The next opportunity for engagement and access are programs. So I know a lot of us have been thinking about how in the world we're going to be reaching our researchers with programs while our archives are closed. And the answer could be a variety of things. We could do active programs where we have specific times that people tune in to watch a interview with an author or listen to a panel of researchers who have used our collections. Or it could be passive programs where we are inviting users to engage with us on social media or do a caption of archival photographs or even a scavenger hunt of our digital collections. So things that our users can do at their own pace. And finally, I've been really diving into curriculum. While the library has been closed, I've still been teaching research classes with either library students or students from English or history classes or whatever who have some sort of connection to with the collections at the Schomburg. And I'll speak more on how that goes in a moment as well.
Okay.
All right, so research guides. I recently created this research guide, By Any Means Necessary, Documenting Black Protest in the Schomburg Center. And this guide was created this past summer as a reaction to all of the Black Lives Matter protests that have taken place for a while now, but specifically after the murder of George Floyd. And so what I wanted to do was show to researchers that this is not new. So I was interested in tackling the history of how protest in the Black community has been documented at the Schomburg Center. So we started with slave insurrections, we covered civil rights protests, we covered the Black Power movement, we cover gay liberation, and then I lead our researchers through our archival collections that they can view in person with links to the finding aids. I discuss rare books that cover these topics. We have some fabulous um, books and pamphlets on the case for enslavement. I cover materials located in our digital collections that people can browse at home or download and look at later when they don't have an internet connection. And then I highlight materials in our web archives collection, which has been a new project at the Schomburg Center, specifically documenting the hashtag syllabus movement, which I highly recommend you check out. But the purpose of the research guide is to explore all of these different types of resources that cover the same topic. So we have physical items, we have digital items, and even materials that are not part of the New York Public Library collections, because discovery of these tools and these sources don't stop at the Schomburg Center. So as much as we can, reaching out and pointing to collections at other libraries or archives or institutions can be very helpful to the researcher. So this LibGuide is very much a reflection of current events. And this is the way that I like to connect our researchers with our materials and show them how they're still relevant in their lives. I think this is particularly important for our younger learners who may not be comfortable with the idea of historical research. So showing them that there are resources um, outside of these dusty documents. And in particular for this topic, I wanted to make sure I provided resources for safe protesting
Mm.
and for documenting the protests. The Schomburg is actively collecting materials from the current protests. So making sure our users know that they are making history right now and they could potentially deposit their materials at their local institution.